And just like that, I'm live. What up, y'all? Peace, love, light, and abundance on this Sunday. Okay. 02/25/24 notifications have gone out. Hi, Wendy. Hi, Chris. Y'all probably laughed. Y'all was here a little earlier. But I was waiting for everybody to get in here a little bit before I went ahead and brought my guest, my special guest that will be joining us tonight on the live. I guess all y'all notifications hasn't came out yet. I don't see anyone in the chat. But anywho, I do have a special guest that people have been wondering about and wondering how things are going and what was said and how it was said. And I'm definitely going to bring them out. They came along. Um, to want to join the platform tonight and have a conversation. Usually I am much, much later than this, but I did want to catch people who are up and those who do support me. Like, girl, you go live so freaking late. You be live so late. Um, so I'm going to speak to everybody again that's coming in. Hey, Wendy. Hey, Trina, the baddest. Okay. Hi, Queenin. Hi, Queenin. All right, so I'm definitely about to add our guests uh, to the panel. Peace, love, and light and abundance to everybody that's coming in.
Hey,
Hi,
hi.
can you hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Do you want to tell everybody who you are?
Hey, y'all. I'm Mama D.
They've been waiting. They've been waiting on you in the streets. They've been asking about you.
Oh, Lord, I ain't nobody. I ain't
You
nobody.
you are somebody.
Well, Lord knows I am. That's all that matters to me. How
Wendy
you
said,
doing,
"Hey,
Ty?
Mama D."
Hey,
I'm all right.
Wendy.
Mama did. All right, I am. We've been trying to do this live for a while now. It just have not been working out.
No, it hasn't, but it's
And
happening now, so that's cool. I want to say hi. I want to say hi to everybody out there.
to everybody out there in the chats, Mama D said hi. So first things first, do you want to talk about how we met?
Yes, Lord have mercy, Jesus. Yes. So, hey Trina. Hi. Where's Dimples? That's what I want to say. Where Dimples at? Where's Roslyn at? The family.
Oh, they turned on me,
Well, that's
and
okay
she,
though. I love them, so
I
it's
know.
all good. They probably listening, but we met back months ago, right? Last year, and I think it's when you were outside at the hospital. Is that right?
Was it? Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay. So I've watched YouTube. I have not interacted, but I watch YouTube. So I watched all that mess that was going on with Jaguar. It was just kind of entertaining for me, watching all that mess. I kind of chuckled a lot of times about it, but um, I was on my way to work because I work nights. And I think your number had got doxxed and all that mess had happened when everybody's numbers were getting doxxed. And I called you. I don't know why I called you, but something told me to call you. And I called. When I called, you were outside, and I just pretty much introduced myself. I said, "My name is Donna. I don't know why I'm calling you, child. I got no, I have no understanding as to why I'm calling you, but I'm calling you to say, are you okay?" You said, "Yeah," and I said, "Okay." And I said, "If you wanted to talk, you can give me a call." So what was it, Ty? Like a day or two after that, I think.
Yeah, yeah, I called
Just a
you
day
two
or two.
days when I finally made it to the Airbnb.
Right. So we
Hmm.
prayed and we prayed a lot. We prayed a lot. We didn't talk about mess. We didn't talk about none of that stuff that was going on. We just talked about life. We talked about what you wanted out of life, what you were looking to do, what you wanted to do with yourself. And I pretty much at that time said, well, okay, do you want to work? And you said, yeah. And you had your hotel. And I said, well, God told me that I'm just supposed to be there and that's it. I'm supposed to be there as a voice. I'm supposed to be there to listen. But that was it. So, and I hope I'm not rushing it, Ty, because you know I don't do this.
I know.
But so at that point, uh, I referred you to somebody as far as a job. You went on the interview on your own. You got the job working at the bar on your own. Um, and I really just felt like, when I talked with you, because we didn't have to talk about all the mess, there wasn't really nothing that you wanted from me. I didn't gather that. You've never, you and I talk, you ain't never come to me and say, hey, can you, and you and I did not have that relationship. Anything that went down with you, Ty, it was Taisha's was what I call you. You don't like me calling you Taisha.
I don't.
So
I,
I
I
just
was like,
can't.
took me a minute to get you to stop calling me
I said,
that.
baby, that's your God given name, child. So I just called you your God given name. So at that point, you got the job. You talked about what you wanted out of life. You talked about what was going on as far as what you wanted to do, how you wanted to progress. You talked about how you wanted to do that. And you know what? I really was, I don't want to say proud of you because it wasn't anything where like I thought you were low to be proud. I just felt like you were being real and you were being genuine. You came up with a mood board, and just because you and I talked every night, we prayed. And it was just watching, and I'm trying to get there with y'all, but I'm just saying for real, it was watching God move. I mean, you went from getting the job to, having your mood board to getting the cat, and you were maintaining. So I just kind of wanted to put it out there because I know a lot of people, have their opinions, and a lot of people want to talk about what a person should do or shouldn't do, or, you know, want to make judgments on a person. But, who are we? And that's all I kept telling you was, in God's eyes, who are we? We're all his children and we all fall short. And, we all have the same opportunity to listen to him, and when God says move, we move. Otherwise, you sit still, and so things were happening with you so quick, weren't they, girl? I mean, you got the job,
It was.
and then
You
it was
said,
like you started working.
and it was like boom. It was
Yes.
like boom. I took my exams. It was like, okay, all right, we working and serving and maintaining this room because you told me to go. Remember, I got doxxed, and
Yep.
then you was like, I have somewhere for you to go, and you sent me to Addison. You
Yep.
found that room for me.
Now, listen, y'all, I want y'all to understand this. And I'm not just saying it. I mean, I just want y'all to understand me. All I was doing was God told me to talk to her because he had her. So I didn't have to worry about your finances, your eating, your anything like that. It was not a situation where I put my credit card on nothing, that I booked your room in my name. And, it wasn't anything like that. And that was a blessing for me just to see all of that happening, just to see how you were able to move the way you were moving. And it was because of God. I did send you to a hotel. I did. I was
Mhm.
like, okay, baby, I don't know where you at right now. You to my what was it, $88 or $80 or something like that?
Yeah, that's
And I was
when I
like,
was in the Airbnb, and you was like, "That costs too
I said,
much,"
child,
and
it's a
that's how
room
you
over
got the
here.
name Mama D. That's why I gave you the name Mama D because you came in at a time where I was like, I don't know what to do. I feel lost.
Yeah.
And you were like, I got this. Like, we're going to do this. You're going to do that. You want to work? I got you. I got some connections. You can work. I know this area. I know where we can get you to safety. And we just was rocking ever since.
And we were, but the fact of the matter was is I didn't tell you what you was gonna do. That
Right.
was that was why I think our relationship for me bonded so well because I didn't have to tell you to do anything. If I gotta tell
Yeah.
you to do something and you grown, wasn't that my favorite? Ain't that my favorite saving with you?
Yeah,
You
you
grown
rock.
anyway, child. So
Yeah.
you do what grown people do. But the fact of the matter is that I would make a suggestion or a recommendation to you and you would move on that. You moved on that. It wasn't because you were waiting on me to make a move for you, or you were waiting on me to pick you up, or waiting on me to feed you. Even with your mood board, girl, you had very little funds. And I remember you were like, I want to do a mood board. And I was like, okay, that's a good idea. You was like, so how am I going to do my mood board? So you got to have a pencil, child, or a crayon. you you had to have some magazines, so you went to the front desk. You got some magazines from the front desk. You took a Uber to Walmart, got your markers. You got your paper for your mood board, but it was just. I mean, and I'm not trying to pump you per se. I'm just saying for me and my experience with you. And my
Mhm.
experience with you is you was doing what you needed to do for you, even despite everything that was going on, despite everything that was going on. And so when you and I would pray, you had words for me. Many a word for me. You were speaking things into me. I felt like I was speaking things into you. And so with that being said, you had the job, you did your mood board, you got the card, and then all this mess went down. And of course, I did not start talking with you because of who you were friends with or who you were not. I told you from the very beginning, I don't care if you want to talk to that girl, go ahead and talk. I don't care because it has nothing to do with me one way or the other. Because you
Mm.
doing this, you doing this. I ain't going broke because of, and you're not asking me to, you
Right.
know?
That's another thing, someone, people saying I owed you an apology and you were taking care of me. And it's like, I had a job. I was maintaining myself and, people were supporting me. Like, OG and, Miss Katina and, Blaze and Danelle. People were supporting me, but not in the matter that people were thinking I was getting that support.
Absolutely. Now, every now and again, did I just pop up randomly and send you $20, $30? You didn't ask me. I did, right?
Yeah,
Yes?
you did. Even when I
Okay.
got sick, you were like, "You're sick,"
Oh, child, you was
and
too sick.
I
I
was like, "I'm sick,
Instacarted
and I
every
don't know what to do." And you was like, "I got you. I'm gonna send you some orange juice, some get what you said me orange juice,
I
ginger
sent you
ale, all the
mhm,
medicine, emergency,
Sudafed,
and yes,
Excedrin. But that's just, in my opinion, it's like, I don't believe that. I don't believe, well, first of all, I believe when God talked to me, he talked to me. That's just it, period, at the end. But I'm not 70, y'all. Okay. I'm not 70. I ain't 80.
right. Right.
Okay.
Hold on. Let me address this. Speaking to everybody that came in the room. Hi. Hi,
Oh,
honey. Hi,
sorry.
Miss Cantina. Hey, A girl. We are doing questions, but if y'all get like too off the hook with those questions, they will not be acknowledged because we're not doing mess. All
And
right.
I
Go
just want to
ahead.
let y'all know I'm not reading the chat. So I'm not a YouTuber. I'm not a content creator. I'm not anybody that's been all over the chats. You won't find me nowhere because that's not who I am. And I know one of the
Mhm.
questions might be, well, then why did you call her? And I don't know about anybody else and their beliefs, and I don't care about anybody else and their beliefs. I just know for me, I was on my way to work. It was 12 o'clock at night, and I just called her. God said, call this girl. And I had just watched the live, I think it was. And
Mhm.
so I knew at that moment I wasn't calling her because I was like, what do you need? I just called her
Mhm.
because God said, call.
Right. And
And
you
I
said the
told you
first thing
that.
you said, are you safe? That was the
Yes, I
first thing
did.
you asked me, was I safe? And a lot of people, like someone made a comment when I did that interview yesterday, don't reach out, don't call people outside of YouTube. And I'm like, I was doxxed. My number was doxxed. And a lot of relationships that I have now were people reaching out to me because I was doxxed.
Right.
There's no way that I can get your number if you didn't call me first.
Absolutely. And
So when
I
you
told
call,
you, I said I scrolled through and I called one number, and then I was like, oh shoot, Lord, that ain't even, I don't even know who I just called. I have no idea.
because
I didn't,
remember I
because there
had
was a
two
lot of numbers,
numbers.
Doc.
Remember, I had two numbers. It was that 505 number and then the number that I'm on now. And you reached out on both. And I was like, I don't have that 505 number anymore. And you
And
was
that
like,
was the first one I called.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
with that being said, I just first of all want people to not that I care what people think, but I'm not a fool, y'all. Okay,
Mm,
not a fool. I ain't gonna let nobody take me for no fool. And I know that Taisha was not trying to take me as being a fool. And this is
mm,
not for her. This is for me to say because there's a lot of people out there that need some sort of help, some sort of help. And we don't know what people go through. Even when you're driving down the street and you see somebody and they look like they need help, we don't stop and ask them, do you need help? Most of us don't. Most of us get on with our life and go home and we got our houses and we're safe. And a lot of us have had to hustle or have had to do things in order to get where we are today. So to be judgmental and to say where somebody should be at this age or this time in their life, to me, that's not really fair because we all go through things, all of us. And I'm not trying to be beautiful or nothing, but that's just who I am. And when I saw God move, first of all, when I prayed with her and Taisha, you had some words. And I don't feel like it was fake. I feel like it was genuine. I do. I do. I feel like it was genuine. And the
oh,
fact that
I can pray down the house.
I know, but some people can know too, and then they turn around the next day and they saying whatever, whatever,
Right.
right?
I am whoever you see, like that's why I try to tell people, you know, what you see on this platform, I am who I say I am. On camera and off camera. That obnoxious laugh is still mine. I'm still heartfelt. I'm still genuine. I still have encouragement. Am I hard headed? Still,
Yes,
yes, but I'm no different than what I show people online at all.
absolutely. And we all fall.
Mm.
A lot of times, girl, you'll call me and be like this, and you be like, "What you think?" And I'm like, uh,
And I do it anyway.
mm, mm. And I'll be like, but I ain't gonna say nothing because you grown. And a lot of times we make decisions and we do things and we have to turn around and deal with those decisions that we make. It doesn't make us less of a person. It just makes us learn ourselves even more. It makes us, we got
Mm.
to see who we are as individuals. I got to know who Donna is. Oops. Yes, I
Mhm.
said it, y'all. I don't care.
Right.
So,
So it
in
says it,
saying that,
it seems it seems that a lot to think you're upset with Ty or there's no longer a relationship. Can you clear that up, please?
well, yeah. I mean, I don't know why people think I'm upset with Ty. I've never said that. I've never made a comment about it. I think everybody else has said that.
Mm-hmm.
I think everybody else has formed their opinion based on what they see on YouTube or what they deem as being a reasoning as to why you and I should no longer have a relationship. but
Mhm.
they haven't communicated with you and I. You know, they're
Mhm.
not there as a fly on the wall to hear what we're talking about. So if
Mhm.
anybody has an opinion and wants to, wants me to clear up the fact that you and I are no longer or we are, I think that's irrelevant. I don't even know why that's a question, I
Mm.
guess.
I,
There
you know,
there's
I think it's because of the narrative that was put out there with making changes. And she said, and then, don't F with me saying that I stole from the servers and I was doxxed and I took advantage of her and I took advantage of you. And it's like, what?
no,
What?
as far as that's concerned, everybody is entitled to their own feelings. I have to say that, Taisha.
Mm.
So I
Well, you
can't
keep
make I
calling
can't
me
because that's
Taisha.
what I
We
call
go
you. Look, I
right.
said my name, so people gonna be like, "Who is this person?" I mean, if it's that serious, y'all. I mean, seriously. As far as I'm concerned, people are entitled to their feelings, and people can get as invested in a situation as they do. I guess
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like the relationship that you and I have has been a non-YouTube, non-past, non-whatever relationship.
Right.
I don't feel like when I speak with you, when you and I talk, which is almost every day, it's not YouTube stuff. It's not. I don't watch YouTube, y'all. I mean, I watched it periodically and I was watching, listening to it when because it was I was actually chuckling, but I've never been invested in it and I'm still not invested in it. I feel like I just found a friend. I found a friend and I found somebody that I can talk to, somebody that we don't have to talk about YouTube. We laugh about stupid stuff.
We
I
do.
mean, because I'm a goofball anyway, and you are too, you know. For real. I mean,
Mhm.
I did send you like when you want to talk about. Remember when I sent you the song? Not what was the song I sent you that you did a short on? Oh, it was rumors. How
Oh
do rumors get
yeah.
started? So I said, girl, look, but just to answer the question, I guess I can't. I don't care about if someone is wanting to know whether or not we're still friends or we still talk and things like that. Yes, we do. Taisha has never done anything to me. Now, as far as everybody else and the bar shut down. I can't tell you that the bar closed down, um, and so as far as the bar shutting down, yeah, you couldn't go back to work. But I'd never heard no, it never been reported back to me that you were stealing. And that job that I referred you to was a very, 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 very dear friend of mine that I've known for a lot of years.
Right.
So I would have never had you go over there had I thought. Now, like I said, how to even answer that. I mean, I think I answered it. Did I answer the question?
You did. We ain't got no beef.
I don't
Period.
see why we would
We
have a beef.
right. I think maybe because of the Jag thing. When I burnt the house down and
What
all of
house you
that was
burned down?
going
You burnt our house down? Whose house you burnt down?
on.
You ain't
I
told
burned
me you
down
burnt no house down.
when I left the circus. Okay, when I was attempting to
Oh,
leave the circus at that time, with the mods and all of that, because I lost all the mods except one, Miss Katina.
yeah,
I
you
lost
did.
all my mods,
You
and
did.
uh, relationships that I thought I had didn't no longer exist. Like I thought we had the kin folks, and I thought we were rocking out Dimples and Blaze and and Slay and
Yeah.
um, all of us
And I
and
and I said that I truly believe that the tribe that you had over there with all
Mhm.
of the family. I think that there were more feelings of hurt. We
Mhm.
talked about it. We talked about it. Okay.
Mhm.
So there was more feelings of hurt because it was like, okay, so what's really going on? I mean,
Mhm.
there was feelings as far as the allowance of things and the allowance of what was being
Mhm.
said and the
Mhm.
attackful mode. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
So, and I'll give you one example. I mean, when you were, you know, and I don't want to be too whatever about it. So I'm trying to be careful, but like you always talk about your guest being on your channel and then your chat being respectful of your guest.
Mhm.
Okay. And so the fact that you try to control that to make sure that your guest is not disrespected by your chat because you invited them as a guest. Well, I think
Mhm.
that the chat felt that way in reverse because we're not your guest, we're your family. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying? So with us being your
Mhm.
family, then there was some offense that was taken. Now, how your family decided to react to that was how they react. I mean, you can't say one way or the other how anyone should or shouldn't have reacted. I don't want to take it too deep, okay? But I just think at that level, I think that's kind of what happened and that's where it kind of fell
And
off.
I call bullshit on it though.
I know.
I call bullshit on it.
I know.
And and for people to insert themselves in your life, right?
Right.
And they
Yeah.
say, we're here to support you and we're encouraging you and we want to make sure you're straight. But I'm living my life out loud. I'm making choices, right, wrong, indifferent,
Right.
or anything like that. That to me, I feel like the support was not genuine.
And I
Is
get that. I get that because
yeah.
for me with you, it didn't affect me one way or the other. Now, did you have to make decisions for yourself based on that? Did you know what I'm saying? Not because you were doxxed is what I'm saying, but do I have to discontinue being a friend with you because of a decision or a choice that you made? No, because sometimes we all
Mhm.
make poor choices or we all do
Mhm.
things, that we feel we could have done different. But
Mhm.
that's not why I started talking to you in the first place.
Right.
That's
You
not why
started
we had
talking
a
to me at my
relationship in the
lowest,
first
at
place.
my lowest um point. And it was never any judgment between you and I. And
Right,
so that's what makes me be like those who came into my life, including you, and I did those things and they're still here with me. They're still by my side. Like, you told me how you felt about it. Like, I ain't like that. And I ain't like that you was on the phone with her and you discussed, what happened between you and I, right?
yeah. And you said you
And
still are you done? Are you are you still
yeah, I
mad?
sure did. I sure did
You
call you and
said
say, you
you
over it?
said, look, it's been 2 days now. I think that's long enough for you to be mad. I'm like, I don't need you to tell me how long. And I wasn't mad though. That was the thing. I wasn't mad.
But you were upset, you were disappointed, and I
I was
understood
disappointed.
that. But I
Right.
still reached out to you and told you, get over it because I love you and you love me. And it's nothing that we can't work through if we're family, if we're friends. And I've done the same to the kinfolks. I had a public apology. I called it and all, I did all of that. I don't know how much more they want from me.
Because it wasn't that you apologized to me. Let's get that clear. It wasn't because you said, "Hey, look, I'm sorry. Okay, get over
Mm-hmm.
it." That wasn't the
Mm-hmm.
case. Because had that been the case when we talked, then I would have felt like you really didn't understand what I'm trying to tell you. We talked. So I was
Right.
able to express to you how I felt, and you were able to receive what I said. And I
Right.
allowed you that opportunity when I was ready. It was when I was ready because I told you. I said I didn't want to say nothing because I don't want to say anything wrong. Right. So
Mm-hmm.
when we finally talked, I felt like you received what I said. And when you said, hey, you know what? I did not intend for the situation to go that way. I didn't intend for that to happen. This is what happened. So we were able to have a genuine adult conversation about it. We were able to work through it and talk through it. And then it was a wash. It was a
Right.
wash,
Right.
So that's just how I felt about it. It wasn't because you just told me, get over it.
No, absolutely not. But what I'm saying is, I made that effort because I wasn't misusing you. You
Right.
get what I'm saying? I appreciate you. I honor you. You were there for
And
me
I
when
knew
times
that
I
already.
couldn't sleep. I couldn't sleep. You would stay on the phone with me until I fell asleep.
Well, I was asleep too. I just had the phone down on the
Yeah.
floor
But
beside
what
the
I'm
dog.
saying,
So,
you showed me care.
of course.
You get what I'm saying? You showed me care. So why wouldn't I do the same for anyone that I called kinfolk?
Right.
For people I've sat on the phone for hours with, all of them, every single one of them. I prayed for them, sat with them, talked with them, did all those things. And I still sit on things that I know about their business. And I still have not betrayed it, let it go, used it for content, be hateful. So, what I learned that you can't force people to accept you. But I do know if you're going to support, let it be genuine and heartfelt and
Right.
without any motives behind it. I only support you if you do this, or if you feel this way, or if you act this way, or if you rub your stomach and tap your head at the same time. That's not genuine support. And I think, that's why it was important for us to have this conversation, because everybody can say, you owe Mama D an apology. And I was like, we've been moved past that. Been months ago.
Yeah. And it wasn't, honestly, it really wasn't anything that you owed me an apology for.
Hmm.
It was just, when you get to know somebody and you're meeting somebody, you're getting to know them, they're getting to know you. I need to know the personality on who I'm dealing with. You know what
Hmm.
I'm saying? And I can do that by watching you from afar,
Hmm.
and I can deal with you with a long stem spoon if I need to,
Hmm.
you know. But it's the fact of the matter is that you are you, okay?
Hmm.
And you, just like anybody else, makes decisions and choices and move according to how you move. Now, if there's
Hmm.
anything that I can say to you, if you ask me, what do you think about this move? Then I'm gonna give you my opinion. Whether it's the right opinion or wrong opinion, it doesn't matter. If you ask me, I'm gonna give you my opinion. Now, am I gonna have a conversation with you and say I'm only gonna talk to you if this, that, and the third?
Mm-mm.
Well, I'm gonna know if somebody comes at me like that and somebody says that to me, then I know I gotta deal with you with a long stem spoon because you're not genuinely
Mhm.
wanting to just, you know, be a genuine person with me, if I can say that.
Mhm.
That's why
Mhm.
I invited you for Thanksgiving.
Period. Okay.
It was fun. Wasn't it fun?
And we had a good time in Oklahoma, and
We did.
that was at the time I got served. And
Yep.
you was like, we gonna get him a bag.
Yes,
You
Lord.
going
I
to
said, that cat,
Oklahoma.
that cat
Good
ain't running
time.
around in the car at all. That cat Sir is so cute. But no, so we had a good time for Thanksgiving. We did go to Broken Bow. Everybody's asking about Broken Bow.
Right.
Um, we did go to Broken Bow, and my family um, is pretty much just like I am, or I'm like my family, and they welcomed you with open arms.
Sure
And they
did.
didn't do that just because that was Donna's friend or anything. It's Thanksgiving, people. It's Thanksgiving. So, and you were like a shy at first. You were like, I don't know these people. I
Right.
don't know these people.
Because I'm different. I am different in person too. Excuse me, online. Like this is a more intimate setting. This is your family. You know what I mean? And also I didn't know what you shared with them, because at that time I was still kind of embarrassed about the things I went through, and I felt shameful about the things I went through. So it was like, what's my introduction? Like, how did you introduce me? But it turned out to be good.
It did because
I
I didn't
agree.
have to. I didn't. My family ain't
Mhm,
like that. They know that we
mhm,
not about to have no crackhead, thieving uh,
mhm.
people come around our family. I'm gonna invite somebody that they need to question. Plus, they got a chance to learn you themselves.
They
They got
did.
a chance to talk to you and see you themselves. So it was fun. We
And
had
I'm
a good time.
all in the pictures, all in the pictures, laughing. Told me I can eat as much as I like. What song do you want to hear? And I had a good time in Oklahoma.
Yeah,
It was a great time in Oklahoma.
yeah,
Hmm. It
yeah.
was right.
So anybody got questions?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering, but I guess not because nobody has asked anything. I was looking. I guess maybe we covered it all. They just wanted to know: were we still friends? Am I a thieving, lying crackhead? Ha ha! Oh my
Love.
gosh, unfit. All all those things, that were going around, and people swore they knew about me, and I just thought it was important for us to have that conversation because, like, it's like I'm over it. Sitting in the chat, I owe you an apology, and I was stealing from the job, and you get what I'm saying. I do drugs, I do this thing. You was taking care of me, and I
No.
scammed you, and I'm
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
what?
y'all. No, baby, y'all. She was taking care of herself.
Hmm.
She was taking care of herself. Now, if anybody elected to help her and anybody elected to pay for her room, and she would get online saying, "Can y'all help support the check? Can y'all help support me getting a room?" I knew she was doing that. That's to me, that was like, do what you got to do. You
Mm-hmm.
too, just like everybody else. You're a content creator, just like
Mm-hmm.
everybody else. Everybody else on YouTube has their cash app and things like that. So that's what you
Mm-hmm.
elected to do. That wasn't for me to judge you for that.
Right. And that was a
That
hard
was
time for me to do. Remember, I used
I
to be like,
know.
I hate going on there because people saying I'm bagging and all this stuff. And you just like, girl, like people do it all the
Right,
time. People don't even start their content
right,
until they have a certain amount of money. And he was like, you need the help. Either they gonna help you or they're not.
right. Exactly. And then when you got that job like quick
Too,
and
baby.
you were
It's gonna
working
cost
like
more. I
quick,
messed with that service. Okay.
right. I was like, you're not going to have to be asking for money. God got you. It's okay. You're not going to have to do that. You working at your job. I got a lot of good information when you were working.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? And then, I even went out there on that Thanksgiving weekend. I just went out there and sat,
Right.
you know? So for anybody that feels like, you was using me and all that, psych, as you
For
told,
real.
because I don't. I'm just saying, I don't know. I don't want to keep going on about it, but as far as you and I's relationship is concerned, you were taking care of yourself. You was doing what you need to do for yourself. And then when you put the car on your mood board and you got the car, I was like, oh, girl, see, I got it. Look at
Come
go.
on. Come on. Checking them off. Checking everything off. Even being consistent in my content with my dance videos. All of that. I was even getting back to sleeping at night. Like those things that I was struggling in my personal life with.
Yeah,
And it was like once I got toxic, it was like I'm starting off. It put a I was depressed, dark
I know. Yeah.
cloud over me,
Hmm.
and to be lied on and to be infiltrated by someone I thought that was my friend. And then for her to go to a panel and lie on me and have hundreds and thousands of people believe that and chanting that. And to those people who have texted me and was like, TJ, I'm praying for you, or, I believe in you, or how you doing, for all of that to go, it was like, wow.
Yeah, and again, I think the genuineness was questioned. You know how
Yeah,
you and I talk. I don't sugarcoat shit. I don't.
right.
I just don't. So I'm not I'm not saying the way somebody reacts to things should be, it's not like a right or wrong thing. Everybody reacts differently,
Right.
so everybody, you know, if somebody felt like they were betrayed, or which really, that's really what it was. That's really what it was, but how they handled the betrayal is where I think you're coming
Ridiculous.
from when you talk about how you felt that person was genuine versus how that person felt your genuineness was true or not. You know what I'm saying?
Right. But
So
I still
so
think it was ridiculous. How you doing, OG Patrice? Welcome. Greetings,
hey,
salutations.
OG.
I think it was whack.
Okay, I
Personally,
know.
I think it was whack.
And I'm not saying it was or wasn't. I'm just saying,
I know you trying to
you
be
know me.
mutual, but let's call it spade. It was whack.
No, I'm not trying to be mutual. I'm saying everybody handles things differently.
It was whack.
Everybody's
It was
feel
whack.
every
It was
I'm gonna need you to
it was
what is
whack.
my favorite thing to you to say is to tone it and
It's whack.
listen. Tone it and listen. And
It was
listen.
whack though. It still was whack. You felt like
Okay.
you want to jeopardize my stability because you ain't like what I had to say. It
No,
was
what I'm
whack.
saying, no, what I'm saying is that if sometimes we stop and think about where someone else's mind is at in a situation, it's not going to
Mhm.
change what happened. It's not going to
Mhm.
change it. Okay. So it's not like these people are in your life and now you got to cut them because they just stabbed you in your back. It's because it's YouTube, and you've met these people on YouTube.
Mhm.
So I'm saying that, like I told you before, a lot of times when situations happen, like you said, it was whack, it was whack, it was whack. But sometimes we have to look at situations and we have to see where we fail or fall, or where we were in that situation at that time.
And guess
And
what?
maybe
It
think
was
about,
nothing directly done towards them for anything. It was done to me. What I allowed her to do to me. I allowed her to keep coming back in my life. I kept answering the phone. I allowed her on the platform.
okay,
It was self sabotaging to me.
absolutely, it was to you. And anything that was around you at the time could have been impacted by that. Yes.
But you just
Yes.
said on YouTube.
But it doesn't
So,
matter because it all happened on YouTube anyway.
right. So even that's even the more reason why I'm saying it was weird
It
that
was weird.
you posted my address, my room number to dox me, to get me put out of a hotel and try to get my cat taken away from me over YouTube.
I understand. I understand. Like I said, I never said I didn't understand your point as far as that's concerned. All I was saying is a lot of times when we're looking for self, we're looking within self, and we're looking
Okay.
for self growth. Okay,
Mm.
because you're going to deal with a lot of different situations, and you know that. You already know that. You ain't no 5-year old. We talked about that. There's a lot of different situations and a lot of things that are going to come up that, you know, we have to deal with. Okay. So, yeah, I could say what that person did was whack, and what this person did was whack, and but how am I going to not be in that situation again? Is it just going to be because it was whack, or is it going to be because of how the situation unfolded? And what part did
Well,
I play? What part did I play in that
I get
situation?
that, but I guess for me, it was my personal life,
I
right?
understand that. Yes,
Right.
I do.
So it's my personal life. Whatever I gain from it, I gain from it. Right.
Okay,
So,
okay. That makes
and
sense. That
and
makes sense.
I'm loyal. I'm loyal to a default. Okay, look how long it took for me to expose Jag, and I still haven't exposed her for real. I haven't.
Right.
And that was after months of her harassing me and stalking me and calling me and doing
Mm.
all these things. So even still, if someone does something that I dislike to themselves or I don't agree with, I'm not about to turn around and be like, oh yeah, let me sock you in your face.
Absolutely. And the reason why you're not going to do that is because it's not going to do you any good mentally
Mm-hmm.
or physically to do that. It's just going to cause you to have even more chaos, right? Because now I got to attack back. I got to come back because you did this and that. And then I got to say, and that just causes more turmoil. That's the only reason why I said, if I look at a situation with me, for example, right? And
Mm-hmm.
somebody does something to me and I feel like that's whack. Okay, when I'm looking at this situation, I could either say, how did I allow this person to get into my corner for me to be in a
Mm-hmm.
situation to feel like you could do something like that to me to be whack? I'm still doing self reflection.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still going to self reflect on that. Am I going to be
Mm-hmm.
madder at that person that did that to me? I
Mm-hmm.
don't know you. It ain't
Mm-hmm.
like you done been around me for 16, 17, 25 years and
Yeah,
we
but I
know each
guess
other.
it's different because yeah, you can have that attitude, but when someone that don't know you interferes in your real life, it's like, what's good? Like I feel like Nicki Minaj, hey Molly, what's good? You get what I'm saying? Because you don't know me, and you went as far to interrupt my real life, and you don't know me,
Right. So why am I so hurt by that when I didn't know you? To know
right?
that you would be capable, to know that you would be capable of doing something like that. When I say self reflect, I mean, am I going to deal with people with a long stem spoon until I get to know whether or not this is a person that I don't have to worry about that? Is
Mm,
that what I'm going to do? Or am I just going to
mm,
open my door to anybody and anything that does
mm,
anything,
mm,
right? Helps
mm,
me, whatever the case may be. And then all of a sudden, when something happens and I get hit in the back of the head, then I'm like, what the heck? How can you do something like that to me? That was
mm.
whack. Well, I didn't know you anyway in the first place to know whether you would do something like that to me or not.
There you go. There
I
you go.
allowed that to happen. I allowed that. I allowed that person to come up in me. I allowed myself to be subject to something like that happening. And that's all I meant when I was
Yeah.
talking about self reflection and growth. Because we can be angry all day long and say that
Right.
was, that person did this to me and it was my life and, I had to move and all this stuff. But how do I pick up from that and move on forward now from that? Because this
Right.
ain't nothing but just a step down. Okay, something happened, but did this happen because somebody else did it to me per se? Or did this really happen because I allowed it to happen? Does that make sense? That's what I
So,
mean when I
so
say
in
self
other words, I
reflection.
shouldn't have let a weirdo into my
Would
space.
you stop? I did not say that. You.
I'm, I'm saying let's sum it up. Okay, in layman terms, I should have never let a weirdo in my space, and I had empathy for her because she couldn't walk, and she still can't walk. All right, I'm done being messy.
You not. Why you lying? Why you lying? You always trying to slide in. You gonna
Right.
slide some oil to me?
Because
That
I
was
won't be
good.
messy. I won't be messy with you, but
You
I
can't be
can.
messy with me. You know that. You
Mm,
can't.
yeah, but I'm just saying. So, in other words, I shouldn't have let a weirdo into my space um, because I thought they were genuinely helping me get on my feet after I made a poor choice.
Well, how
And
did
I
you
was
feel like they
grateful
were
for that.
genuinely doing anything and you didn't even know them? You knew them for how long to say someone is genuinely doing anything?
Well, for me, I'm not going to give up no bread.
But that's
One.
you. That's you. I said, how do
Yeah,
you know somebody else? I
that's
ain't
true.
saying how do you know what you gonna do. I'm saying how do you know to even say someone is being genuine and you don't even know them. You
That's
didn't even
true.
know me. I didn't even
That's
know you.
true.
That's why when I first started talking to you, I said, "What you want to do? What are you looking to do?" That's the first
Right.
thing I said to you.
Right.
You were like, "I want to work. I want to get a job. I want to get back on my feet. I want to get out of this beef sector. I'm tired of my name being plastered everywhere and I'm tired of this and I'm tired of that." And I said, so how you want to do it? You said you want to work, you want a job? And you were like, yeah. And I said, okay, if that's what you want, but you got to
Mm.
do it. You went on that interview. I didn't say hire her. And you were worried. Remember, you were worried about that. You was like, I don't want nobody to just hire me because of pity. Remember?
Right. Right. Because that's what I said. I said, please do not tell this lady. um any of my business or how I got here or anything because
Mm-mm.
I wanted to have my own identity. And OG Patrice, you hit it right on the nose. It said it's called being love bombed by a narcissist and then trauma bonding with that said person. Absolutely, because she shared with me how she escaped a narcissist. And it took her years to get over a narcissist, right? So I don't understand how she felt as though that what day, how many days was that? 80 days later that I was going to be over it. And it took her 5 years and she went to jail over a narcissist.
But who says she got over the narcissist?
I think she didn't. That's why she was peed off, honestly.
Right?
Honestly. You feel away and you still feel away months later and you're still feeling away and you're shooting hate at me and you're doing all those things like it's ridiculous.
Well, what I told you I pray for her too. I told you in our conversations. I said I pray for her too. Because she got her own demons she's battling and she's dealing with. Am I gonna be even I'm not gonna be judgmental of you. I'm not gonna be judgmental of her. I'm not gonna be judgmental of anybody because that is not what God has called me to do.
Mm,
And I'm just being honest as far as how Donna is.
mm-hmm,
Because whatever you got going on, that's between you and God. That is my
mm-hmm,
opinion. And if God need to
mm-hmm,
sit you down someplace or throw you over his lap and whoop your ass until you get it together, that's for
mm-hmm.
him to do. That is not for me to correct. It's
Exactly,
not for me to judge.
interjecting
It's not for
with
me to
someone else.
chastise.
Exactly.
I can't be the one that's going to sit up and say this person is a bum. I can't be the one to sit up and say this person know that they horrible. They treat people horrible. They do this and they do that and the third. That person has their own demons they got to deal with. Now, if
Mm,
I allow that person to come into my circle, if I allow if I allow it, and my situation gets all jacked, that's my choice, right?
right,
So
right,
that would
but
be a choice
that's
that I
my
make.
whole that's my whole point to the doxing and inserting themselves and calling themselves God, right? If we're saying God is the one who gets to judge us, God is the one who gets to sit us down and chastise us. Who the fuck do you think you are, or who are you to feel like you had the right to dox my location to get me put out and start a petition and sign a petition to take away my cat
I get it.
because I made a poor choice for my life and I'm on camera with it.
Right. I
Who
get it.
and you're struggling and you want God to hear your prayers. And the reason why I can speak on it about the walking, because I was in that same position. I had to relearn how to walk and talk and all those things. And I never spewed hate and I never was hateful because I want God to hear me. You reap what you sow. And I'm still blessed. Even though my leg was taken from me, I am still blessed. And that shows about my character and who I am.
Right.
Because
So
God has been faithful to me.
he has been faithful, but do you think that there have been times, do you think that there have been any time at all that you've had to, how can I say, do you think that you've made decisions or choices that have been poor choices? Okay, poor choices that you've done something, whether it affected somebody else or just yourself, but you made a poor choice that you've had to rebound from in some kind of way, whether it was an apology, whether it was self reflection, whether it was whatever. Do you feel like you've had those times?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay,
I have one living out on camera now. That's how
okay,
people know
so
me.
in saying that, do you think other people have those too? I'm not saying what the situation is. I'm not saying what's right and what's wrong, or this is black and this is
Yes,
white. This is
yes,
not so
yes,
bad.
yes. And I
Yes.
chose to say, hey, can we squash it out?
I'm
Forgive
not
me.
talking. Okay.
Let's
You
start
have,
over.
but that's how
And
sorry. Go ahead. I'm
right.
sorry.
No, what I'm saying is I can relate to that because I have made those poor decisions. I have
Right.
made those decisions where it affected people directly and indirectly by my
Right.
choice. And
Right.
I stood up and I said, hey, that was wrong. You get what I'm saying? I apologize that affected you, but can
Did
we
that
move
always
on?
happen for you? Did that always happen for you right away? Or
What
was there
when I apologize to people
well,
and
no,
they
when you realized that you made a poor choice. When I say that, I mean, was there any time in your life that you made a choice to do something and you felt just behind it, and then you realized after a period of time that I could have really handled that differently?
I'm gonna say this to you. I'm a Scorpio. I'm very calculated.
I know you are.
Nine out
I
of
am
ten
too.
times I meant it.
No,
I
that's not
meant
what I
it.
was saying. Then you didn't catch what I was saying.
Because you said have I ever done something, felt just behind it, and then I mean, felt remorseful about it.
No, I says, and you did not realize right away that, hey, this was a poor decision, that it took you a period of time. Maybe it took you some different things going on. But initially when it happened, and there was a period of time when it happened where you felt like you were just, or you felt like you were right behind your decisions that you made. And then after a period of time, maybe this happened, that happened, maybe words were said, maybe God spoke to you and you said, you know what? Maybe I shouldn't have handled that situation that way.
No,
That's never happened to you?
no, because like I said, 9 out of 10, I'm calculated. I'm very conscious in how I move and why I do things. Right. I am not quick to respond to people. Right. So that's probably another reason why I've stayed in situations I should have never stayed in longer than I should have. You get what I'm saying? Because it takes a while for me to be like, you know what? I had enough. I don't react fast. So if I've done something to you, I've thought about it.
Okay. So let's say someone doesn't think on that same level. Does that make them wrong?
Oh no, you know me. I say there's no right and wrong anyway. I don't believe in right and wrong. I just believe in choices and consequences. Because who are we to say you're wrong for that? That's your choice, and that's your consequence from your choices may be good or bad.
Okay, I can feel that. I see what you're saying.
You get what I'm
So
saying?
dealing with the consequences from our actions,
Right,
right? Okay. So
right.
the consequence from the situation, going back to you being doxxed, going back to the, you felt like
Hmm.
you were, you were, you were I don't want to say talking to because I mean, I have to because you never met these individuals per se.
Hmm.
But as far as your relationships that you had, um, the relationships that you had and the bonding that you did, you felt like that was something that you felt it was a bonding. So when that trust
Right,
was broken, as far as you're concerned, then you made a decision based on that trust that was being broken, it affected you a certain way. So now I'm done with it. It was whack.
right.
So that person has to deal with the consequences of, their actions. And the consequence with you is, I feel like you're a whack person because how could you do something like that to somebody, right?
Yeah. Yeah, and I didn't jeopardize anyone's safety, and she did, and she thought it was okay. And then,
Okay.
her saying, "Oh, I'm in Cali, and you from Baltimore, and I'm from Cali, but ma'am, if I knocked on your door, you can't get up and open the door. So
Got
what
you.
you talking about?"
Right. Okay. I feel you. I just talk things through with you. That's all. So I
Yeah,
do understand what you're saying.
yeah, like girl, I never put anybody jeopardy in safety.
Right.
Even from the very beginning, me telling Aisha to move because I felt like her safety was in jeopardy. So, I'm where I'm from. I've seen people right next to me lose their life. Right. So someone tell me, "Oh, I'm a pow you," or "I'm outside your hotel," and then you go into a room of thousands of people, and then you
Right.
give up my location. I never jeopardize your safety. I
Right.
know where this lady live at. I got people in Cali too that love me in real life. That know me. I can have somebody come knock on your door. Where you gonna run to? She can't run nowhere. And I'm not being funny. I'm being truthful.
Right.
Now, if I want to jeopardize your safety, I can't because I feel justified in your choice.
Right.
It's crazy.
You're right. It is crazy. But that's who we let in our space, though, too, which is all I was saying throughout everything we just talked about. When I
Right,
said self reflection, when I said look at where we fail within the situation, look at how we handled the situation from the beginning to the end, which is what you and I have talked about on numerous times, right?
right,
Numerous
right,
times we've talked about that where I'm like, okay, if you feel like this is cool, if you just keep in mind, you don't really know Pete. This is the YouTube.
right. And what's so even more crazy is that when she offered to pay for the lift, and one of the supporters that was gave me the money for the lift. Remember, I told her, I said, I don't need it. Somebody else gave me the money for me to get the lift. And she insisted on still helping me.
Right.
So,
I
and
remember that because we
right.
talked
And I was
about
like,
that as far as
yeah,
giving it back.
right. I was like, I'm not cruddy. I'm not going to take your money and, for the lift. And I already had the money.
Right.
That's crazy. That's crazy. So, but I'm going to let it ride. But yesterday, being in that live, um, and just seeing that and being a guest on someone's panel who invited me over, I got triggered. I really got triggered. I got triggered.
You did, but I thought you handled it well. I thought you handled it well. And I think I told you that. I mean, because now you're talking to someone and you don't know what a motive is. I'm not saying anything
Mm-hmm.
negative about who you talk to, so don't, you
Mm-hmm.
know, I'm just saying you don't know. You didn't know where the conversation was going to go, and it's not like you have a relationship with whom you're talking to know
Right.
how the situation was going to
But
even go.
it was crazy about it. We discussed it. It was supposed to be a roasting of Jag. So that's what peed me off too. Like you lined me up first and foremost. And I see that you're coming up in the sector. And I'm like, hey, let me support you. But it was never supposed to be an interview. It was never supposed to turn into that. We discussed questions, and then you allowing your chat to go in,
And you trusted
in,
that you
in.
trusted that conversation you had with that person because why? Why did you
Right.
trust that that was going to go that way? That's just
True.
all I'm saying.
That's true. You're right. You're right. I guess I need to work on being too trusting. I think, that's my shortcoming. And it always wound up putting me in a position where I either before I do something, I'm like, I don't want to do it, but I want to keep my word. Before I went on, I didn't want to do it at all. I wasn't interested in doing it, but I was like, I wanted to keep my word because I told her that I would. And my word
Right.
means a lot to me.
Right.
Um, but you're right. I entrusted that she would keep hers. And
And
that
it
live triggered the heck out of me.
yeah. Like I said, I thought you handled it well. I mean, because especially going in and when you went in blinded. You did. I don't care what the conversation was beforehand.
Mm,
You still went in blinded. So, in knowing that you're going in blinded, then why would I not expect the outcome? Why would I be shocked? Why would I be surprised as far as the outcome? Because why? I mean, I would have never thought this would have happened with this person because why?
right.
I'm just saying, we just, I mean, it's one thing to, and I'm talking a bit much, but I feel like it's one thing to get to know somebody and it's one thing to be in this YouTube thing and to say, okay, you want me to be on your chat and you want me to do this and I want to do this and we're going to have a rapport. But it's another thing to understand the possibilities of what could happen because you don't even know really who you're dealing with.
Hmm.
You really have no idea. So when you go in with your eyes wide open, then what am I getting upset for?
Right.
Why am I pissed off about it? It's,
Right.
it's what did you go in the first place to get out of it? Did you even get out of it what it went in for? And if
No,
you get, okay, well, then,
no.
then
Well,
that's
you
when
know
you should
what?
have got off and hung the phone
Let
up.
me say, because I'm always finding the good and looking things in a spiritual way. Yes, because because I was fighting with myself. right? And I wanted to go off. I mean, start cussing people out in the chat, roasting people, dropping the drums, not caring. Um, and I was like, and then the other part of me is like, don't do that because that's what you use to, that's what you're used to doing. And then I was going to get down and I was like, you know what? I'm always telling somebody to stand on that square. I'm going to stand on my square and I don't have to be belligerent about it. I don't have to
Absolutely.
belittle the host and stoop to that chat level. But I also know what it's like to have a guest on your panel and your chat is going in, and a lot of people stop hitting my link and my panels because when the Kim folks were around, they were dropping the clocks, telling them to get down. This person is boring and all of that. When you invite someone to your panel, regardless to how anybody feels about that person, it's still supposed to be a level of respect there. Even when Denat comes over here, I tell my chat, cool out. Denat be like, yo, I'm handle it. I can handle it. I can handle it.
Okay. I mean, I do see you doing that. I mean, I've seen you do that.
Hmm.
I've seen you do that. So
Hmm.
again, I'm not a content creator. I don't have a
Hmm.
channel. I don't be all over. I don't know. I don't want to say I don't know how
Hmm.
it works as far as um the level of respect that's given between each content creator and
Hmm.
what's expected, I guess. I don't know
Hmm.
that rule of thumb if there even is one.
Hmm.
It could be that everybody just handles their chat differently,
Well,
and they deal with their page the way they handle their page. All I'm saying
hmm.
is, me, I talk to you all the time about being upset,
Hmm.
and I'm
I'm
like,
upset.
you said what? He's
I
sitting
said
up
I'm
hollering,
upset. I'm
hollering. I'm like, okay,
upset.
you done being mad? I'm like, what you mad for? You did it. What you mad for? You the one with, what was the expectation that was there for?
And
You
I
know?
think also for me, second guessing myself, right? You
Yeah.
know what I mean? When I felt close to it, I didn't want to do it. And I did it anyway. And I struggle with that. You know what I mean? Like if I want to do something, I do it anyway. Then I'm like, I shouldn't have did that. I knew I shouldn't have done
But
that.
why'd you do it?
Following
Then why'd you
my
do it? Did you
instinct.
do it for that person because you made a commitment?
Yes. And I wanted to keep my word.
So,
Yes.
but what made you give your word? What made you say yes
Um,
in the first place?
because she asked me, right? I on Night and Day platform, she asked me. And I was like, okay, all right, cool. Why not? Like, I feel like everybody should eat. This is a big platform. That's why I don't believe in striking other people's content and all that stuff because you can make money off of this. So it's like, hey, you coming up. I see you got some, you ain't even at 1,000 subscribers yet. You sought me out. You get what I'm saying? We can have a little fun and that was it. And let's move on. And let's move on.
So you was trying to help her out.
Yeah.
But I said, what was you getting out of it?
I guess nothing.
Oh, okay.
Nothing. Where were you before I went on the daggone panel?
Well, man, it ain't my fault. That was,
Well,
I told you I saw it, so I really didn't see it as being a horrible thing. I mean, as far as you were concerned, I mean, I don't take things, me, so I'm not a personal, I take things personal where I'm like,
mhm,
she going in and they going in, and you should be mad
mhm,
and they should be mad, and that's not
mhm,
who I am. I just
mhm,
chuckle. So
mhm.
if I see a
Yeah.
person being a certain kind of way, and it's I guess maybe people can say I could chuckle because I'm not on it, but I'm not on it because I choose not to be.
Right.
I
Well, I
choose not
mean,
to
you
be.
did say you were proud of me. You see my growth, and it was like, don't be so mad. But I even was so peed off about it.
I knew you
I
were.
even, I even took it out on baby. Like I even took it out on her. I started tripping out on her. Like you, it spilled over. And it was just like me having to learn when to say no. Let my nose be my nose. And it's okay that I say no.
Exactly. So when you said I need to go, that was very respectful. When you said I think I need to get off now, that was very respectful. I don't, now you stayed on, and I can kind of I could kind of see why you stayed, because you
Mm-hmm.
were trying to be respectful.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Um,
Mm-hmm.
so I guess my point is saying all of that is everybody is talking about this money grab and money bag and all this stuff. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
I guess when I talk to you, we talk about real feelings and real emotions,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't think you and I have ever talked about, oh, I'm gonna do this because it's gonna be a money bag,
Right.
and
I didn't even get paid for that. Right. When she said I don't have any money, I ain't monetized, I said that's cool. That's fine. Even the same thing when people came to me and asked me to do certain things to Jack, they offered me money that would have changed my life, and you know that. And I
yeah,
said, no, my soul is not for sale.
right,
So I'm motivated by money. When I genuinely tell people, "Oh, it's nice that I've gone to bed and I had money for my room and I woke up with money," that's the truth.
right,
That's that's for, I'm not motivated by money. Money is an energy. It'll come to me. What you put out, you gonna get. I'm gonna believe it. And God is always faithful. He gonna provide.
right.
So it wasn't even a thing about, oh, let me try to get some money. And the money that I did get were from my supporters, people who support me. The ones who come in the chat every day, the ones who leave comments, were the ones who sent me a cash app to support me. And that's how I was able to pay for my room today. But the first thing she said to me, she didn't have money. And I was like, oh, okay, that's fine. But I thought we was gonna laugh and we was gonna be kicking um, the willy ball. That I thought it was gonna be fun. If I would have known for a moment that it was gonna turn into an interview, absolutely not. I have my own platform to talk about whatever I
You
want
didn't think
to
it was gonna
on
be
my
an
platform.
interview for real? You really
No,
thought that y'all was just gonna
no,
kick it?
yes,
Why did you
yes.
think that with everything that was been talked about and everything that you told me's been talked about? Why would you think it wouldn't have been an interview? You said her name has been popping up in ain't her name been popping up in different
No,
channels and
no,
stuff?
not to my
Oh,
knowledge. The only one that she reached out to me one night and they made the little skit about Bumpy Johnson. She tagged me and reached out to me. She reached out to me and asked me and came on my page and tagged my page. She was looking for me. The only one that knew in this sector that came up for me is Miss Joan Uncut. That was it. Everybody else, I didn't know nothing about. I didn't even know that she was the one that was trolling us until I got on her page yesterday.
trolling who? Us?
Jag
Who?
and I, Jag and I,
Wh-
Jag and
Oh,
I did not know that she was that person that trolled us, and now she's a content creator because I would already knew what time it was. I didn't know. I didn't study. I didn't look. I didn't because
what's
you saw me in.
trolling like? You mean trolling like being in the chat? Is that what you mean when you say
Yeah,
she was trolling?
yeah, and saying hateful stuff. Okay, so like the troll people that troll you are the ones who be like, "Oh, ball mouth, unfit," like she said, "Oh, you gargamel," and all that stuff. Those are trolls,
Oh,
and I did not know that she went from a troll to a content creator. Didn't know that.
but you knew when you got on her page that she had to been because she invited you to her page. Ain't that?
Well, no,
Isn't that
not
a content creator?
necessarily.
They have pages
Yes,
or
channels, but that's the
channels.
same way with Kimmy. One thing I'll say about Kimmy is she let me. Kimmy comes over here. Kimmy bless my cash app. I'll go over to Kimmy. She blessed my cash app. At one point, Kimmy was a troll to me, right? And even when she did troll me, she still paid me to be trolled. Do you get what I'm saying? Now it's
Yeah.
different between Kimmy and I. That's the only panel that I've been on since the last ones I went to months ago. I haven't even been on nobody's panel because I've been staying in my own little square, in my own little box. So I haven't been on that time. So that was surprising um, to me.
Yeah. Well, you know what triggers you. So, like I said,
Yeah,
when I
and
heard you
yeah,
say you
and I ain't
wanted to
going on
be,
nobody else platform no more. Okay, no more.
and
I'm
you know,
not. You want to talk to me? You better come over here and hit the link.
I was going to say that, you call the shots for your own.
Yeah, shot caller. Okay,
Somebola. What's the song?
and that's
Ain't
it.
so-
I don't know. You know the songs better than I
No, you,
do. Okay.
whatever.
And for real, you be like, play this, listen to this. Okay, you know I'm better than me, but um, it's behind me. But I was, and I wanted to go live, and I wanted to start dropping drums and cursing and all of that. But I'm also proud of me as well because I humanized myself in that moment. You know,
Absolutely.
and I didn't allow her to knock me off my square. But my
Absolutely.
stinger was up. Okay, that Scorpio was ready. It was ready. It
Right.
indeed it was ready. And and I owe my baby an apology because she got the stinger of it because I was and it was just ridiculous. It was just ridiculous over there in the chat, and I did get triggered because all those kin folks were there, and now you're turning on me and Blaze wife be telling me to shut up. Like, girl, I gave you that name. I gave you Blaze
Oh,
wife be Blaze. Like I gave you that name. Y'all have a whole support group because of me. I put y'all together. Even with Rosalind, trading on me. Like, girl, you've been on my phone. You the one who told me about what was going on in that chat. You get what I'm saying? Like, even just all of them. Like it was very triggering. It was super triggering. But we live and you learn. And I'm gonna keep on pushing. What did it say, Chris? Wanna be baller, shot caller, 20-inch blades on the Impala.
Impala. I knew it was Sambala.
Ah, okay. And I think it's just so crazy how, I'm not one of those content creators where I say, oh, if you and somebody else chat, don't come over here. I'm not a cult. I'm not into that occultism, right? With my supporters. And a lot of my supporters have gotten bagged on, harassed. I know a couple of my supporters have called me and told me, like, oh, I was being harassed. People were calling me, hanging up on me, but they still support me. You get what I'm saying? Like, even Chris is one of them. He still support me. He still come out. He still show his face. He still do those things. And a lot of the kinfolks, if you will, was like, oh, they laughing at us on the YouTube street. But it's like, why does it matter what somebody else say? If you support somebody, you support them.
Right.
So you support me from the bushes. Like, that's weird. But you in other people chat and you talking mad smack about me, but on my phone talking about, hey cousin, how you doing, cousin? I'm thinking about you, cousin, and you telling me all these things, and you're giving the perception out like you can only support me in hiding. And I've been in the closet for years. I don't want any more relationships in the closet. That's it. You muted yourself.
No, I didn't. I'm right here. I was listening to you.
Oh, you know how I get when you get quiet. I'd be like, you still there?
No, I do know how to listen now. I do know how to listen. I say a lot of stuff, but on the same token, though, too, it's you express yourself, well, and I think it's important. That's how you have a good dialogue, with people. Is you have to, maybe, you have to, you want to express yourself and say how you feel and this and that, but you have to be open to listen to how someone else is feeling about a situation too. That's the only way that you can have a good dialogue. That's just my opinion.
Oh yeah,
But we
absolutely.
crazy though
It
too.
goes back and forth. It goes back and forth. The reciprocity, and Miss Katina, I'm here and I don't give up. You the only bar that stood by me, baby. Okay, the only one. All right, ain't never, ain't never get no information on me, ain't never doxed me, ain't never talk mess about me. You got kicked out the group and all that, and you still rocking with me, and I appreciate that. Rosalind the Mole. Period. Period. Period.
And
That's
I'm not going to get all off into that because I don't
I know.
know.
I
And
know.
so
I know.
I don't,
I know. I know. I know you ain't gonna get into it, and I don't want you to get into it. But I just had to air that out because I was in my feelings and I was feeling about it, a way about it. Remember I said I was gonna make a live and say I'm taking the kinfolk's name back and all that. I was gonna do a whole lot of outrageous stuff.
and
Now
that would
people
have
don't
been
even
beneficial for who?
for me. Okay,
Okay.
and
Okay.
a lot of people don't even notice some of the crazy stuff that I think up in my head that I say I was gonna do before I get online, and I don't.
You don't because I know because you tell me, and I'd be like, that's a crazy idea in your head. But you grown child, if that's what you want to do. No,
Oh man,
I'm just
you
teasing
do
though. So
though.
you,
Cause some of my stuff, dude, you be like, now I don't think that's funny. I think it's funny. I'm on the dark side now. I think it's hilarious. So, I is woo. I'm learning and I'm growing.
you
I'm
are,
learning, I'm growing. Chris
you are.
says,
We
after
all
all the
are.
channels I watched that was Jag related, I end up only being here. It just got to be too much. Thank you, Chris, for staying.
Yes, it is too much. It's hurting the head too much. It's a
Mm-hmm.
lot of yelling and fussing and cussing and whoever's this and that got going on, and that's what I tell you all the time. I'm like, for somebody to just be sitting up watching this stuff, it's just like infiltrating your brain,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just like all that negativity and what's going to happen. It's almost like watching the daytime soaps like back in the day, so you want to see what's going to happen tomorrow. But the fact of the matter is you can watch all this stuff all day long, but then you still get to live your own life. Ain't
Mm-hmm.
nobody up in your business. you
Mm-hmm.
know I mean, I don't
It's
have anything that's
oversaturated.
interesting if anybody wants to get in mind.
But
Very
it's
boring.
oversaturated. It is oversaturated. But when all that went on, people were looking for you. Remember, for that moment, people were looking for you because you were tied to me, and it was like that's so weird.
Well, I mean, I
It
don't
was
know why they would be looking for me, but if they were, they wouldn't have found nothing. I mean, not
period.
really.
And what
There's
you say? I ain't no punk ass, weak ass whore, so fuck y'all.
I'm trying to be nice. Stop it.
That's what you said. Fuck them. Fuck whoever. I'm not about to get on no panels and stab you in your back. You made that very clear. So fuck them.
Yes, I did.
Like you said, fuck you, motherfucker, and fuck you too. Ain't you the one with the sickle cell or something? Ain't you the one with the walker
You,
bitch? And fuck you too. All right, let me. All
how
right,
you how you
all right,
trying to mock me? That's
all right.
you was like, like you get mad.
Right,
Because some
right.
of that mess is just so I am not at all talking about anything as far as a part. I'm just saying some of this stuff is just ridiculous. Some when
Mm-hmm.
you get so invested that your opinion is just like that person has that attachment to you, your life.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And
Mm-hmm.
so to be that invested where you're that angry, that's where I got to fall on my knees again and be like, well, now I'm getting all a little bit because this is
Mm-hmm.
ridiculous. It's just
Mm-hmm.
too much, all this mess.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like, just like when I talk to you, you're like, what you doing? I'm like, I'm going outside. I'm doing whatever. I ain't watched all that mess.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't watched all that mess that's going on because that's just too freaking much. Watching somebody else's downfall and, wanting somebody else's downfall and looking for somebody else to fail and,
Mm-hmm.
like you disappointed or whoever disappointed somebody. I'm so disappointed in her. What how?
Mm-hmm.
Why? How?
Mm-hmm. Because they want to
Disappointed
see
because
you. They want to see me, Nick. They want to see me. I'm standing on my square, and that's on period.
You so funny, child. You gonna knock
For
you
real.
off. You gonna step down, take one step, and then get back up again. Or
Not
no,
ever,
hey,
ever. And this is what I gotta say to my haters. For real, in real life. Fuck you. Fuck your mama. Fuck your daddy. Fuck your grandpapa too. All right, I'm done. And the
that's so.
baby,
That's a
nigga.
much. That's too much. Yeah, that's too much. You don't need to be all like that.
Ah,
You know I don't like
I know. But
because you
I'm
ain't
just
got.
saying.
You don't have no haters. You just got people that are
Oh,
invested.
oh, you don't think I got haters? I got
No,
dogs.
you can't. Who knows you enough to be a hater? Who really
A
knows
weird,
you
a
to say
weird
I hate
weirdo. A
to say
weirdo.
I hate to say
Do
I
you know
hate her?
ATT said he hated me last night? That's why I said you don't even know me.
Okay, I mean, but then you gotta pray for him, child. Just pray
I
for him.
did. I just gave them the Thai prayer.
You so
I just gave them
you
the
gonna be
Thai
like Heavenly
prayer.
Father, Heavenly Father, Heavenly Father, Lord Jesus, Heavenly Father, Lord. I put my hands on the Heavenly Father.
Yeah, I sure did put my
Sometimes
hands on
you
it.
got to take a
I,
demon up out of people. I ain't saying he a
uh-huh.
demon. I'm not saying that. You know, I don't get involved in all of that. But
Mm-hmm.
anybody that says
Come
they
on and keep
hate,
having ass. All right, I'm gonna
stop it.
stop.
Don't do that with me. Stop. 'Cause I don't. You know,
All
I don't do
right.
that.
All right, I
I
know,
don't
but
do
you know
that.
I do. I know I
Yeah,
do. You
but you
don't
don't do that
subscribe
with
to the truth.
me, right?
All
So
right.
we ain't gonna start
Not
today. You
publicly.
do with everybody else.
not, not publicly.
Lord.
But
Well,
I
look,
love you.
I'm gonna
I know
hop
I
off
love
unless
you.
there's something
I
else
know.
or anybody you got any questions or I don't
Do
think
anybody
anybody
got
should have
any
any
questions
questions.
in the chat before she goes? You got any questions? Did we clear up anything? Anything you want to know? If not, then we can move on to something else. But I don't think nobody got no questions. I think you answered everything, honestly.
Okay. It
I
really
do.
wasn't nothing to answer.
It really wasn't. Like like I said, I am me all the time. Grifter, scammer, that ain't who I am. Never been who I was. So
Right. And for those that want to say that you are, so be it. I mean, that's hey, you're everybody's entitled to their opinion, but is it paying their bills?
yeah.
No. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yeah.
not. Okay,
Well,
well, look, I
I
love
love
you
you in real
more.
time.
I
I
love you
love you
more
in
in
real
real
time.
time.
I know
Okay?
you do. I know you do. What's understood don't need to be explained.
Don't be trying to
And
be
that's
all
important.
philosophical with me.
But
Trying to be
that's me
Maya
too.
Angelou.
You know that's me too. You know that's me too. So I am
All
who
right,
I am.
girl.
I love you. Thank you.
All right.
All right, later.
I'll talk to you later. Bye.
Bye. Hi, everybody. Now, let me talk my shit. Sorry. Let me talk my shit. Hey, girl, you still in here? I think A girl had a question, and I cannot remember what her question was. If you remember what her question was, please let me know. I am. Yes, let me not be rude. Thank you, Miss Katina. Thank you, Mama D, for coming up and sharing your thoughts and um, finding the courage to come up and to be truthful and to be open and to be honest and to have that dialect with me. I love you in real time. I appreciate you and thank you for having my back for real and speaking life into me and being obedient when he told you to call. And we friends forever. And can't nobody take that away from us. Much love to you. Much love. Okay. A girl asks, how is it possible that Jag got a press pass? I don't know. A girl, I don't know. I don't have the answer to that. I wasn't there. I don't know if it was a press pass because she was the staff working for BB Films and they were the ones who gave it to her. So I don't have that answer. But that's the only thing I can think of is her being an employee for them and they were covering it and boom, bam, there you go. There you go. Do not forget that we're doing the $25 giveaway on the 28th of February. I'm going to post it on the community. But the three questions will be, if I remember, Miss Katina, help me out if I forget. One of the questions were, what is CJ? Who is CJ favorite poet? I have two. You can guess one of those. The second question is, what day was it that I made vision board, my vision board? And the third question, I can't remember the third question, but I will be posting these on the community wall. It is sponsored. The $25 giveaway is sponsored by Miss Katina, and I appreciate that from her. Every month we will be giving back. Um, a lot of y'all have poured into my cup, and I want to pull back into yours. I know $25 isn't much, but it can help get you lunch, some gas, any of those things. So we will be posting the three questions on the community wall. I'm not sure exactly how we want to do that. Okay, it says be clear, Ty, because you made two vision boards. The very first vision board that I made, what day was that I made the vision board on? The very first vision board. And I know my supporters who supported from day one probably even know it. And who is my favorite poet? And I forgot the other question that we said we were going to do in honor of Black History Month. I know that I still was supposed to talk about Henrietta. We will do that now that I'm getting my footing back and leaving all the BS behind. It has been 9 months too long. I done gave birth to a baby, and her name is Ty. Okay, we starting out with new beginnings. Not only that, my goal that I have for uh, my channel is two cash apps a night, not a certain amount, just the goal to receive two cash apps. If it's $1, $5, whatever, $6, $20, whatever that you choose to send. My goal for Per Live is two cash apps. So if you would like to support the channel, if you would like to support the content, if you would like to support me, the cash app is TRJ1116. If you're willing to do so. Not only that, I wanted to say thank you and I appreciate everybody that comes and hit the live when I go live. Absolutely. You stay from beginning to end, and those who catch the replay, who watch the commercials all the way through, because YouTube get the first 40 seconds of YouTube. I appreciate that. To all my supporters that had cashed at me yesterday, I love y'all. And thank you. And I ain't going to let nobody knock me off my square. And thank you for showing me that love and allowing me to be able to pay for my room today so I won't be out in the elements. OG, I don't know if you're listening. Where you been? Bigfoot, where you been? They're the two people that I've been looking for, OG and Bigfoot. Bigfoot, if you listening in the backdrop, I appreciate you more than I can ever, ever say. And you know why. And I appreciate the support and love that you have shown me and you have given me. And no, regardless to what I have done or what I've said, you have supported me. And I just wanted to take that time out um, to say that to you. Not only that, we have the Teach Lounge. Miss Katina has dropped it in the link. I'm definitely want to get back on Warm Wednesdays, committing to Warm Wednesdays. If you're an artist, a poet, underground music, any of those things, come by through the lounge and have a good time with us. My email is what is my email? Ty Johnson 1116, if I'm not mistaken. That is my email. If you want to come on to the Teach Lounge, DJ, I've been thinking about inviting King World. I don't know if he has a fee or not, but if any of his supporters are in the chat or listening or catch the replay, I would love to have you over to the Teach Lounge and DJ for us because he be tearing it up. He be tearing it up. So I do want us to have a good time, and maybe we can plan for that a little bit in the future. Maybe a St. Patrick's Day party or something like that. Because it just makes sense for us to support one another. And everybody ain't gonna like you. Everybody ain't gonna rock with you, and that's okay. And I am first and foremost, I want to thank me. I want to thank me. Okay, I really want to thank me. I want to thank me. Sorry, I ain't crying, y'all, but I do want to give a thanks and shout out and pat on my back to me, um, because I'm gonna keep going, and I ain't gonna let nobody knock me off my square, and I'm gonna keep pushing, and I'm gonna achieve every goal that I have on my vision board, and I'm gonna be me, and I thank me for believing in me. I thank me for believing in me, and to keep on going, and to my baby. I'm giving all my shout outs because it's just on my heart. And to my baby, I love you beyond this realm. And I apologize. And I can say that wholeheartedly. It's very immature of me. It was very selfish of me to be triggered and to allow it to ripple down. And there's no excuses for it. And all I can say is that when people support, if your support isn't genuine, then don't support at all. Don't support it. Don't support at all because no, just because you support don't mean you become the puppet master of that person content that you support. Uh, and support doesn't just mean money because you come in the chat, because you converse, you do all those things. We control no one. We just experience them. And if you're here for the journey, just watch the journey. I made some. I made a choice, and I suffered the consequences of my choices publicly, and I will continue to make choices, and I will continue to go on. Someone said in the comments that really had me feeling um, away. They said, "You keep saying you moving forward. Where you going? I'll be glad when you get there." And I'm like, life is a marathon. It's a marathon. Even when we think we have arrived somewhere, we still have somewhere else to go. The race is not given to the quick and swift, but to the one who endures to the end. Baby, this is a marathon. I ain't sprinting nowhere. It's a marathon. And if you can come out your mouth and say, I'll be glad when you get there, have you arrived? Other than in a chat to troll. So anybody that hear my voice or may feel away and say, I'm not where I want to be or I'm not where I should be, just remember we're 7 years behind in Ethiopia. Time has been all messed up with. I don't know if y'all know that, but Ethiopia has 13 months and they're 7 years behind us. Do what you will with that information. Um, so don't get caught up on time. Enjoy the moment. Keep pushing. Keep going where you are. Because once you start talking about, oh, I'm this age and I should be this far, but obviously that ain't in your plan. Obviously, that's not where you are right now. You keep working and you keep pushing, you're going to get there, just like me. And this is why I continue to get on the app, not not just to be like, oh, I'm getting on here just because I know that I'm living my life out loud. I was forced to. And there's a purpose in it. When people share their stories with me, when people share their testimonies with me, um, when people share that, oh, they've done things because of me and I've influenced them in a manner, that's what gets me to keep on going, to live out loud, to show that, hey, not cliches when they say dreams do come true or you can be anything you want to be or you can have it if you work it. It is true. And we are not our decisions. We are not who we were in the past. And people don't have that right to hold that over your head because you made a poor decision. We all have. I'm not about to condemn you because I don't like your choice. And to be human is to err. Simple. It's just that simple. Um, and that's why I went to Ty's journey. For people to say, "Oh, you still have that content on your page with you and Jag, and you should take the content off," and to say to you, why? That's part of my life. That's part of my journey. It has made an impact in my life that will change me for a lifetime. This is a spiritual journey I'm on. Now I see it and now I understand it. Props to you, Ty, for all the growth you've overcome. So much. Stay on your square. Chris, that's it. I've cried, cried, yelled, screamed, sat outside, been hungry, been humble to ask people to help me, even though I made that poor choice. Asked for forgiveness, apologized, took accountability, had a conversation with my daughter publicly. I'm a Scorpio. I'm a Phoenix rising. We are death. We transform. And I'm going to continue to transform. And not only that, I'm water. And we have to continue to move. Um, but I'm going to get up off of here. And I just want everybody to think about that because we all going somewhere. We all have a goal and a purpose we have to get to. And forgiveness really isn't for the other person, it's for you. Um, and as my daddy tell me, as he used to tell me, you was smart, you is kind, you is important. Don't forget to affirm who you are. I am love, I am light, I am hold, I am health, I am wealth, I am beautiful. All those things, those negative things that you may think about yourself in your mind, find something positive to affirm with yourself and about yourself. And some of the things that you don't like, we say, I release. I release anything that no longer serves me, that brings no happiness or peace to me. I attract happiness, joy, abundance, prosperity, health. But y'all know, honestly, wealth is health is the real wealth, right? But and if you're sending your kids off tomorrow to school, to college, to work, wherever, just hug them a little bit tighter because this world is a cruel place, man. Hug on them babies. Because love is really all we need. If we can love each other properly, healthy. Um, love is the strongest force in the universe. And that's what I choose to operate with. And I'm working on all that other stuff, but I do live my life through love and light. That's the only way I can be. Uh-huh. And last but not least, don't allow the voice of someone else to become the voice in your head. I got to tell you 3 times. Don't allow the voice of someone else to become the voice in your head. And one more time, don't allow the voice of someone else to become the voice in your head. I got to say it one more time for myself because I felt it last night. The way that chat was going in, I felt myself allowing that to get in my head and in my space. Don't allow the voice of someone else. Thank you, just my opinion. I appreciate you. I do. You always come in. You're the cousin that come in that brings a smile to your face, that busts in the room and be like, "What you doing, big head?" Um, you're the cousin that comes in when you see your cousin, like cousin, that makes you smile, and I appreciate you for busting in. Thank you. That means a lot to me. Thank you. And I'm about to get up off of here. Last time for the road. Don't allow the voice of someone else to become the voice in your head. And I am not my past. Y'all have an amazing day tomorrow on purpose. Peace, love, light, and abundance. Man, hit the like button on your way out, please. And to those who are catching the replay, please hit the like or the dislike. And please watch the commercials all the way through. All the way through. All the way. All the way through. Miss Katina, I appreciate you. I can't say it again because you were swinging in that chat for me. Okay, you were swinging in that chat for me. You were swinging. And when you said, look at your text, and what you told me to look at my text, you put that battery in my back. And I am grateful for that because I was feeling tall up and I didn't know if I should go off or I should stand tall. And I appreciate you. Yeah, I seen that chat, but I stayed in the bushes because someone was crying about my comments. Me, yeah, you come through with those comments. You come through with those comments, but it is what it is. But I'm only human. And to have over a whole bunch of people yelling at you and saying all this negative things about you, regardless to how much tough skin you have, it does affect you, especially when you've been blindsided by something. You've been blindsided. Now I'm walking into things and I'm still dealing with some of those choices in my life right now today. To some, it's entertainment, but this is my real life. It is mine. And I'm navigating through it. But Miss Katina, you were swinging. It, I swear, remind me of the days when you with your friend and your back, y'all back to back with each other, and your back was against my back, and we was swinging. Okay, and I appreciate you for that. I appreciate you for that. My hitter, my hitter, my hitter, my hitter, and ain't nobody had much to say to her. You get what I'm saying? And she swing for me every time we go live. Um, and I'm grateful for you to have those kind of people in your life publicly. She ain't run away. She like, I got you and I'm rocking with you. Um, yeah, you did almost get put out. You seen her meet. You seen her meet. Was she not in there like, hold on. I know I was gonna get off, but I always gotta have a squirrel moment. Was she in there like, okay, in there, swinging, swinging for me. Swinging. Okay. Uh, so I appreciate you. And Wig, where you at, girl? I hope all is well with you. She definitely had it. She did. And when I say, even when we were burning the circus and me leaving the circus with it, burning the house down and all of that, she was swinging in the chat then. And it was just her. Okay. It was just her. And I'm like, you got it. I'm up top. She down the bottom. Tap in. We going we we gonna get you. Okay. So we weeded out all the nonsense, blocked a lot of comments, deleted it was a lot. And yesterday it triggered me back to what I thought I came from. So I appreciate you, Miss Katina. And And I'm telling you, once we get where we get, you gonna get paid, girl. I'm gonna owe you back pay. All right. And on that note, for real, peace, love, light, and abundance. And y'all be kind to one another. And y'all want to see Sir before the road? Look at him. I don't know if him sleeping. Okay, he done ate all the food. But I'm getting off for real. Peace, love, light, and abundance to everybody. Be well, sleep well. I'm out. Bye.